power system layout. Okay, so in this session we have mostly this power system layout as a primary thing. What are all the contents of the power system? Okay, so we have already been discussing a fundamental layout, but this is the actual layout. Okay. So let us have a discussion about the bottom diagram. So you have generating station, you have to make the diagram in this fashion only. Okay, you should not make it in the one whatever been discussed in the previous case, like this or this. This is not a suitable diagram. Okay, whenever the power system layout is asked, we have to discuss in this fashion. So we have power station, primary transmission, secondary transmission, primary distribution and secondary distribution. These are all the stages, okay, which the power system will transfer the energy. Let us talk about the bottom diagram first. So the black ones are basically for generation, green ones are distribution, blue ones are transmission. Just make a note. Okay, so we have power station which is generating the electricity, and from there you have a step up transformer. We have a step up transformer, and all the transmission lines varies from 765 kV, 500 kV, 345 kV, 230 kV, 138 kV. We were discussing minimum 115. Okay, but in India we have a lot of 115 kVA stations, but substations will not be like that. Okay, whenever this power is being transferred at such a huge power from 138 or 230 or 765, the larger powers, okay, it's been stepped down because household supply requirement is very low, right? I said 120 to 240 volts at the max. So here we have a step down transformer, and at the other end, for example, in an industry requires a larger power, there are larger power requirements there, right? So this is called as sub transmission customer. Sub transmission customer will require 260 kV to 69 kV. 26 kV to 69 kV, and primary customer require 13 kV to 14 kV. This is a somewhat smaller industry. Similarly, we belong to secondary customer, okay, which require only a single phase, right? Single phase. There they require 3 phases. You can see 3 lines, okay, 3 lines, 3 phases. So phase to phase voltage will be 440, phase to neutral voltage will be 230. For phase to neutral, so neutral line is not being given here, so you can take a common neutral. You understand now? So generation, main transmission, step up, primary distribution, okay, it is again step down. Okay, secondary distribution is for household, okay, step down. So here double step down is there, till 440 volts it is been stepped down. Transmission is 11 kV, okay, stepped up to 33 kV, okay, 33 kV, it has been stepped down. So 132 kV to 33 kV, and from 33 kV to 440 volts it has been stepped down. For household it has been further stepped down to 230 volts or 240 volts at the max. So step up 11 to 132 kV, step down 33 kV to substations, and from there it is 440 volts. Okay, is this okay for you? Any doubts in this? Okay, so once the session is ended you can post some doubts. Next thing is power station. Okay, what is a power station? It is a place where you get a bulk power that has been generated. Generally this is a 3-phase 3-wire system. Okay, it's a 3-phase 3-wire system. In this place you have several alternators that are connected in parallel combination. Most of you guys know what is a series and parallel. So lot of alternators will be connected in parallel combination. Parallel means you have a common voltage. Okay, the generated voltage is generally 11 kV. Due to economic consideration, okay, it has been stepped up Generation is only 11 kV. I have already been discussed. So here the generation is 11 kV. It has been stepped up to 132 kV. 132 kV, right? So this is possible only with step up transformer. Okay. First of all, what is a step up transformer? Step up transformer, you have a primary input as lower voltage, that is 11 kV. Secondary voltage is 220 kV or 132 kV. Okay, that is been stepped up, that has been amplified. Okay, primary transmission, I have already discussed. Primary transmission is generally of 66 kV, 132 kV or 400 kV. It is possible only with a three-phase transformers, three-phase transmission system. Okay, all this stepping up, okay, stepping up is been done here. The primary before this phase, the stepping up is done. Okay, so you can check this diagram. In this diagram, it is very clearly mentioned. You have a three-phase alternator which will produce 11 kVA or kilovolt ampere. Okay, kVA stands for kilovolt ampere. Stepped up to 132 kVA. Transmission is possible with only 132 kVA. Stepped down at the receiver station. Okay, this is called a substation. We call it a substation. This is a 33 kV substation. From 33 kV substation, it has been further stepped down to 3.3 kV. It has been further stepped down to 230 or 440 volts. Generation will be 11. Step up, step down to your requirement. Right? Any doubts in this? In the primary transmission? Okay. We have secondary transmission. So generally on the outskirts of city there are substations. Okay, but now they are part of cities only. In the center of city only you have substations. Why most of the substations are at the end of the city? Reason, in order to avoid accidents. Okay, electrical accidents. Right. So generally, after the primary transmission, you will get a voltage of how much? How much is being transmitted? 132 to 220 or 400. Okay. So that voltage is being stepped down at the secondary transmission. Right. It is being stepped down. So this form the secondary transmission. This will create a secondary transmission. This is also a three-phase, three-wire system. Okay, three-phase, three-wire system. Primary distribution. Okay, so whatever the thing that has been obtained, okay, as 33 kV in the substation, it is being transferred to the primary substation, which is 11 kV substation. Okay, 11 kV substation. This transmission is called as primary distribution. Okay, so the voltage in this case might vary from 11 kVA to 132 kVA. Generally, all the primary industries, okay, require such a huge power, because in industry the consumption is very huge. This is primary distribution. Secondary distribution is from this substation, that is 11 kV substation. Okay, from 11 kV substation you will get a phase and neutral. So this phase and neutral and three phases and one neutral I have already discussed. So it will be given from one phase and one neutral to individual house. This is called as overhead transmission system. This type of systems you can see now on roads, there will be three wires and one top wire that will be going on top of the pole. That is called as neutral. Okay, that is called as neutral. One neutral and three phases. So household requirement is basically 230 to 240 volts. This distribution is called as secondary distribution. Right. So this whole thing, okay, this whole layout could be your like 16 mark question sort of thing. Okay, so you keep remember from first unit, this is one of the very important question. Layout of a power system. Right. So we can go with more with the thing, but I'll give you. So we have something called as distribution system, right? Till now we have seen only transmission part. Okay, transmission region, what is the transmission type, what kind of transmission classification is there, what are all different stages in power generation, transmission. Now we will see deeper into distribution. Okay, more of the distribution system. So distribution system is very much required. Why? Because you are distributing power. See, you have a major source of power that you are distributing it into smaller segments. One house might require some 1 kV of power, but beside that house there is some house which require 5 kVA. How you have to manage distribution, right? How you have to manage distribution. So that is basically splitting up the power, right, according to customer need, right? Distribution is nothing but segmenting or splitting up power for customer requirement, right? So in residential complex, for example, it's a huge residential complex like an apartment. It is divided, energy that is fed as an input. See, you see any apartment you take, you have a transformer nearby an apartment. Reason is in order to bear the load and power requirement. Okay, are you understanding it? You take any big apartment or a small apartment or a group house or a street which is having some 10 to 15 houses. Okay, you have a transformer. The reason is whatever the transmission that has happened from substation has to be available properly for all the houses, all the needs, right, all the household requirements. That's the reason in order to bear the load we have a transformer that is attached with a group of houses. Okay, so in a residential building, if you take, there are 3 distinct parts that are there for energy distribution. First one is feeders, second one is distributors, and the third one is service means. Okay, service means. Let us check what is what. I'll give you an overview, but this is actually not a part of your syllabus, but I'll give you an overview. This part alone is not a part of your syllabus. From the next it is whole a part of the syllabus. The arrangement of conveying electrical power from bulk power, okay, generating stations to the various customers is called as distribution. First one is high voltage, second one is low voltage. We have already discussed here primary, secondary and all those things, the same concept, but in this case what has been clearly mentioned is high voltage is whatever the voltages that falls under high voltage is 33 to 11 kVA. Okay, 33 to 11 kVA is high voltage. Low voltage means 440, 230, okay, 400 and below, or 440 and below, and 230 and below in 3-phase 4-wire system. This is 3-phase 3-wire system. This is 3-phase 4-wire system, because transmission does not require a neutral, but whereas this local distribution or low voltage distribution requires a neutral, because between a phase and a neutral you have 230 volts, between phase and phase, okay, you have 440 or 400 volts. Okay, so certain terms I have already discussed. No, feeders. Okay, feeder is basically a conductor which connects substation or generating station, okay, to wherever the power is being distributed. Feeder is basically conductor which connects substation or generating station to wherever the power is being distributed. These conductors which carry large currents, okay, large currents to the feeding points, So you have feeders this and this side, okay, this is the distribution station. You have distributors and service mains that are connected in vertical and horizontal direction. Substation and SA, okay, SA and SC are the feeders. SA and SC are the feeders, and A and C are the feeding points, right? A and C. This in this figure it is not shown here. Okay. Distributor is a conductor which tappings are taken from supply to the customers, or it is a conductor which carries, okay, current from service main from the feeding points. Okay, currents from loading of a distributor varies with respect to length, right? Distributor will always connect, or it is nothing but a tapper or taping. Okay, you just put it on the, you see whatever the household lines that are connected with your main, okay, on street there are poles, no, that is distributor pole. Okay, that's a distributor pole. Service mains is generally a small cable which connects the distributor to the consumer terminal. Okay, service mains people used to call, no, service wire. Service wire is basically service mains. Okay, distributor is basically that pole and the lines. Okay, feeder is from the substation, whatever that pole lines that are being connected is called as a feeder. Okay, so we have two classifications in the distribution according to nature of construction. Okay, so we have two things, that is overhead systems, other one is underground distribution system. Okay, overhead systems is cheaper than underground systems, but however underground system is used in thickly populated areas where overhead systems may not be practicable. Okay, within Chennai you can see a lot of underground distribution systems. From substation to your street there will be some underground wiring, because the reason is it is densely populated. If the population density is high, there is a high probability of electrical accidents. See, all the conductors that are connected on the poles are called as bare connectors. That means they don't have any insulation on top. Okay, they don't have any insulation. So that's the reason these bare conductors are capable of transmitting electricity. That's the reason during rainy season and wind seasons they'll stop distribution of electricity. Reason is short circuiting of those terminals. Did you understand? Okay, so this underground system is a bit costly affair, because the reason is you have to dig lot of pits and cables has to be laid. Servicing of underground systems is also a cost oriented thing. That means if some cable cuts the underground, that is also a cost oriented thing. You cannot get it done very easily. So these are overhead systems. Okay, the first one in the figure you can see, this is called as pylon. Even this is also called as pylon. This is also called as pylon. These shorter things are not called as pylons. These are called as distribution terminals only. Okay, these vertical structures, okay, which will carry high currents, high voltages, are called as pylons, right? Next one, in the pylon you have a structure. These are called as insulating regions. Okay, these are generally made out of porcelain. Okay, these are generally made of porcelain, right? In overhead systems, bare connectors are connected between pylons or poles. Do you understand? In overhead systems, bare connectors are kept on connecting between pylons to pylons through, see, this pylon is a metal body. This, when the conductor meets a metal body, it will get electrocuted. In order to avoid that only, you have some insulating regions. Okay, please make a note. These electrical insulators will prevent this structure, this whole structure, from getting electrocuted, or this will allow the electricity, right? In order to avoid that, in order to insulate it, you'll have insulators here. So even in the local distribution also you can see these insulators connected with the bare electrical conductors. Clear? So structures will vary based on the type of transmission. This is a high power transmission or high voltage transmission. This is also a high voltage transmission. Even this is also a high voltage transmission. So till this, it's a high voltage transmission. Okay. But in our Indian electrical networks or electrical systems, we use this for local transmissions as well. Okay. Underground systems. How many of you have encountered this underground systems or seen an underground system? in almost all apartments, okay, you cannot see individual house getting this bare body conductors just like what do you say, the regular house, individual houses, right? Each flat will get a supply underground through the some connectivity lines. They'll be doing it. Okay, let us check the structure or layout of underground system. You have power generation, substation, overhead lines. You will get some terminal here. Okay, from terminal, that is your substation platform, you will get an input, underground cables. Okay, then substation, underground cables, local substation, underground cables. Okay, and till the whatever the houses that are there, everything is a underground system. Okay, everything is a underground system. Clear? Is the diagram clear to you? Okay, so let us move on to the next part, which is nature of current. Based on the nature of current, what is the classification? According to nature of current, okay, so can somebody tell, just a second, can somebody tell what is this XLPE distribution? Any idea? XLPE distribution. Okay, this is a type of cable. Okay, XLPE stands for a type of cable. Just a second. Okay, so this is basically a flexible cable which got multiple layers. Okay, multiple layers. So the first layer will be one phase, second layer will be another phase, third layer will be another phase. So all the three phases will be in one single cable. You understand? All the phases will be in one single cable. Mostly this is made out of polyethylene. Okay, polyethylene. Okay, so according to nature of current, we have DC distribution systems and AC distribution, that is direct current and alternating current. AC distribution is universally adopted due to advantage of AC power over DC power, which AC power is much much more efficient, but AC power will have some losses, right? Similarly, you take all the electrical train network, the trains, they use DC power. Okay, at times they use AC also, depending upon the location, right? According to the number of types of wires, it's a 2-wire DC system, 3-wire DC system. Okay, and apart from that, you have single phase network, 2-wire AC system, 3-phase 3-wire system, 3-phase 4-wire system. Okay, this is another classification. According to type of connection, you have radial connection, okay, ring main system, interconnected system. Okay, so radial systems are generally adopted in India. Reason is you have multiple feeders can be given to us, multiple distributors in single instance. You have a single substation. This side you have one village, this side you have another village. Same subsystem will be serving both the villages. You understand? One substation will serve two villages. This is called as a radial system. Okay. So there are some advantages and disadvantages. Most of the Indian distribution system use radial system as the major network. Okay, so its initial cost is very minimum. That is the fundamental reason why Indian governments will approve radial systems. This system can be employed where electrical energy is generated at a low voltage power station situated near to at the center of the load. For example, you have a windmill nearby this substation. Okay, so this can distribute on both the villages, right? biggest disadvantages, if there is no distributor, okay, it will be heavily loaded. There is no proper distribution, it will get heavily loaded because distribution stations are more here, it will be heavily loaded. Okay, the customers at the distant end of the distributor will be subjected to serious voltage variations. That's the reason in villages you have a low voltage problem, because this substation will be providing multiple villages, 2 to 3 villages. Okay, so radial system has these sort of disadvantages. Okay, it will be good if there is a local production station. If it is not there, then these are the disadvantages. Because of under voltage, what is the problem? What is the major advantage and what is the major disadvantage? What is the major disadvantage that happens to your household appliances? Okay, so household appliances, they run at some standard voltage and currents. If under voltage is given to them, what happens is all the appliances are subjected to failure. They get damaged very badly. Right. Now ring system. Okay, ring system, when the distributor is supplied by 2 feeders. Okay, when the distributor is supplied by 2 or more feeders. Okay, that is called as a ring system. Okay, biggest advantages, repeatability. It has greater repeatability of supply. Okay, fault, you can identify the fault system. Okay, of any feeder, you can supply it continuously and it can be maintained. Each distributor is supplied via 2 feeders. Okay, each distributor itself is supplied with 2 feeders. Okay, so if for example you have a ring system, you can have an ABCD and you can have a ADC also, right? That distributor point is connected at a point D, right? That is called as a ring system. Okay, so with this